Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. This one is A Long-Awaited Eulogy. I'm one of the players, Wick, and I'm joined by the lovely.
Hi, my name is Magic. I'm playing a real kind man who is called Seeker. Uh, and we're gonna go talk to a dead guy. We're gonna go talk to
Lays
a
out the
dead
whole
guy.
plot right now. We're gonna talk to a dead guy.
I mean, that's what we're doing.
I mean, yeah.
It's also me getting out nerves by making everything funny. Anyway, yeah.
Me, yeah, no, that's me too. Uh, so, Seeker, where
Yes.
are you?
Probably standing in front of the door to the inn, just kind of like looking at it, mentally checking the date. Like, did I get the day right? I think I
I
got
sure
the.
hope you have.
I sure hope I have two. Uh, and
Uh,
Seeker just kind of uh, takes a breath in, opens the door, and just, waltzes right on in. Who's going to stop him?
Funny you say that. Would you like to make a dex save?
Is this a body based dex check?
Yes, it is.
Yeah! Hold on. Why do I still have these tabs open? I need to find my. Where is
I
my
mean,
dex?
would you like to make a dex save?
Oh no! The horror, the tragedy. How is a 25 do it for you?
Great. Uh, so let me paint you the mental picture here. Seeker, you open the door and take like two steps in, and then you do like this kind of cute little turnaround or whatever because, uh, you didn't realize Emmer was near the door and is going to bump into you, but you kind of just went, nah. And so, yeah, no, you're now right next to Emmer, who looks kind of surprised to see you.
Howdy.
Uh, Hi.
I have a feeling they stare at each other for a minute.
For a little longer than they need to. uh, was the trip over good?
I'm sorry?
The, did you walk here?
Well, I mean, how else would I get here? I suppose I could have taken a cab, but I don't really have the, fare for it. Uh, it's kind of like, he just kind of like sits there. I haven't really taken a train yet, and it's not. This place isn't that far out from Toontown. It's reasonable to walk here. I mean, certainly not the longest commute I've ever had. He says that, like, very recallingly. If you could see his eyes, he'd be looking off into the far distance, remembering longer commutes to places because, oh my god, that's a lot of walking.
You could see Ever's eye. They would just be kind of blinking a little, and then just like, he's just also just sitting here. Uh, would you uh would you like to make an insight check?
I'll play an insight. That's just plus one. 16.
16. All right. Gathering from your previous knowledge of Emmer, and especially the previous, situation, you can already tell that this man is just not that friendly. Is not that good with conversation. But with the 16, you realize that it's not just that. It kind of it he seems a bit awkward because he feels like it's awkward. Because last time that you saw him, he was not in a great spot. And yeah, he he kind of He's a little embarrassed.
uh, you know, Seeker's still just like very, very smiling, friendly at you, even with like the sunglasses on. Like Emmer, you do not have to roll an insight. This man's just here. He's here and uh, so not to be forward, but you all still wanted that Seeker kind of looks at you. Like, look, is there anyone else but like the troop and like Ruffles in the in
Well,
the area?
I'm glad you asked. No, I'm kidding. Um, I will say, hold on, let me roll something. Uh, Crap, I should have had this up already.
Because like, all right, here's the deal. Seeker would be very much more forward with this, but also he knows people are weird about this sort of stuff.
People
Like,
are weird.
yeah, people are
People are just weird.
okay, if you go out and say, hey, do you need help still talking to that dead body in the closet? People are gonna fucking look at you like you've grown a second head.
Well, there's only one person here besides you two,
Mhm.
and that is Ruffles. And with an 8, you have not woken them up. They are asleep at the bar. So otherwise, yeah, no, there's nobody else.
You still need help talking to that Baron fellow, yes?
Uh, Emmer looks a little surprised, but he nods, and then he kind of has this realization for a moment. Oh, that's what. Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
Uh, oh well, uh, Pappy's been down in the cellar, and most of the troop isn't here. That's that's probably why then.
Well, come on, we shouldn't
Kind
keep
of
the
a
man waiting. Uh, and
oh.
Seeker starts apparently leading the way for you. Like he's
I don't know if he's finished.
finished with Seeker.
Uh, um, he um he cast uh had to cast a different spell.
Seeker's like eyebrows like perk up. Like, different spell?
Um, I I'm gonna make hold on. I'm gonna do something funny. Uh, actually, that's not so bad. I forgot because I was like, oh, I'll make him roll something he's not good at, and then I'm like, oh wait, no, he's okay. Well, that is okay. So that's a 13. Yeah, he knows what the spell is at least.
Okay.
I just thought he was a dumbass. I mean, he is, but not in that, I guess. Uh, um, he gets he gets silent for a bit, and then says, "Oh, gentle repose, one last time."
Oh, right, right.
I mean, he's probably finished by now, though. But I mean, it's good we check.
I
So,
mean, listen, it can't be anything worse than I've already seen. And Seeker's moving again towards the door.
I love this man. This man right here, as I point to Seeker. So anyway, uh, yeah, you make it to the cellar door. It is currently closed.
Is Emmer
Uh,
following?
yes.
Okay. Seeker is just going to casually attempt to open the door.
And the door is open. It's unlocked. So
Oh, good. Wasn't sure I was gonna get this thing open otherwise. And, opens the door and strolls on down.
And as you stroll on down, would you like to make a perception check?
Oh boy, a perception!
Oh boy,
12.
12. Oh, that's pretty good.
Not as
So,
bad as I hoped it would be. That is the only
as you go downstairs, you hear the familiar echoing steps that, well, that your hooves are making. Because it's stone, you know.
It's stone.
Um, and it it doesn't feel like that much has changed as you approach the bottom of the steps. You thankfully notice that there's no spill of bourbon anywhere. Uh,
Ah, good.
it does smell a bit like bourbon though,
Huh.
more so than what it had been before. Uh, and you do notice as you walk uh, by the shelves that have the casks and whatnot, two of them are missing. So
Hmm. Hmm. Well, it's not his problem. Strange, but not his problem. Oh boy.
but you just make your way through the cellar and
No, I will say no pretense of stealth whatsoever. Pappy could
I didn't
probably
think
hear you
so.
coming from the top of the steps.
but you reach the back of the cellar where that handy dandy closet thing is there. Um, God, this is supposed to be serious, and my dumbass is like handy dandy.
Look, I love this. I love this so much.
I love it's all serious. The picture is solemn and cool, and then I'm over here like, so anyway.
I love it. Don't worry about it.
But you as you approach the the doorway, you notice that it is open, and the box inside is also open, and yeah, Pappy's there too. Uh, he watches you approach, and um, he kind of he doesn't look surprised like Emmer. Kind of like he expected you to show up.
Yeah.
um,
And Seeker is just going to, uh, like the area is still like that desk right next to the thing, right?
uh, yes, there is what the setup is that the door is on the right. To the left of it is like a dresser looking thing, and then on the wall adjacent to it on the left, there's a desk there, and then the paintings above it.
Hmm. And the desk mostly empty?
Uh, I mean, like with any stuff on it.
Yeah. I'm going to have Seeker sit on the desk if it's empty. That's why
Ah,
I'm asking.
I know that's why you're asking, and I appreciate it. Uh, Unfortunately, the desk does have a couple of objects on it. Uh, some blueprints, a couple of tools, and then you realize, yeah, there are pieces of a chair. I guess they're building another chair after the last one broke.
Seeker forgot that was broken, honestly. He was just going to sit on the desk to be extra. Uh,
You could sit on the dresser.
yeah, you know what? He's going to, like, legit hop up and sit on the dresser.
and, and Pappy just kind of turns and just now they look a little confused. Like, okay. He just kind of shrugs. and and how have you been, Seeker?
This and that, wandered around for a while, uh, visit some friends in the area. But apparently did you know that this found family paperwork? I just realized that. Uh,
There's what now?
Yes. Yes, I visited my friend Starman and at the florist shop, and Seeker's just like kind of like musing over this, and then like stops and kind of like shakes his head. But that's not what I'm here for. Anyway, so Speak with Dead. I have 5 questions for around 10 minutes. I suggest you two looking at both of them. Talk about what questions you wish to ask first.
Pappy nods, but then speaks up. Before we get to that, um, I did want to address something first.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's fully facing towards you, and
Seeker is sitting, like one leg propped up, arm on it, other leg dangling off with like, just like head in his hand.
picture of decadence.
He's just here.
Even so, Pappy gives a slight bow and says, "I'm sorry
Sorry. For what?
for what I said before when the tension was high. I disrespected you about any connection to the dead. That was incredibly rude of me, and I just wanted to make amends."
Do you want to roll an insight?
I sure do. But I know you're probably gonna roll deception to kick my ass.
I can roll deception. I wasn't planning
No,
to,
please
but now
don't.
you say.
No! Damn it!
No, it's okay. What'd you get? What did you get?
I got a 15.
Yeah, I'm not rolling, so, Seeker
Cool.
looks kind of confused. Uh, like, like, oh, that's considerate, but also just confused. uh, not in, like, he doesn't know what you're talking about. He kind of does, but more in a way of, like, this, for him, just, he wasn't expecting an apology at all.
uh, surprise! Apology time. But
It's,
uh, me, the line I wanted to say, lost,
oh
gone,
no,
reduced to atoms.
no.
But damn it. That Pappy just kind of asks. All right, I am reading the chat. Don't call me out like that.
I'm also reading the chat.
All right, I won't
Surprise.
read it anymore.
No.
All right. Anyway, so Pappy just kind of awkwardly scratches the back of his head a little. Uh, I don't know if it really means all that much, but I just thought it'd be for the best to clear things up. Everyone has their own experiences with loss. So.
Seeker looks at you, with a sort of blank stare because you can't see his eyes. If you could, he'd definitely be like blinking at you. Uh, I, I, okay, hold on. I'm going to just roll something real fast.
uh,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
don't
about it.
worry about it.
Don't worry about it. My man is dumb of ass. Well,
Good.
Well, yes, everyone has a different experience with loss, but, I, like, Seeker still kind of has a semi-confused expression. Like, this is, how do I explain this? Seeker is looking at you with, like, a hand sort of over his mouth, like, how do I magic explain this? Uh, he just, well, uh, this sort of thing is my job. You understand? Like,
Your
this is literally my job.
your your job?
uh,
Wait, are you a priest or something?
Seeker makes like a ta-da gesture. Would you like to? Would both Emmer and Pappy like to roll a religion? I will say,
Would I?
Seeker is not a man who keeps this thing hidden. It's literally on his clothes.
Hold on, I gotta check their stats for it. Okay, I don't know how that would work, but all right. Okay, so then. Oh. Okay, so that's a 1.
From who?
That's from Pappy. So this blindsides it. Meanwhile, damn, Emmer has a 21.
I almost spat out my water.
And suddenly this hits him like a train. Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. Pappy, this guy may be a priest. No idea who or like what sort of like divinity. Uh, no idea. Emmer, with that striking 21, his clothes look very close, like very closely related to more typical priest clothes of a god of meta death called Tape. Mostly it's a story, like it's a god relating to storytelling things, but God, that's a 21. Death is kind of fluid, and a lot of things are stories. So, yeah, Emmer.
So I would like to say, so Pappy just looks very confused. But Emmer just like you could tell even without seeing his eyes, it's just like this realization just hits him. He's like, oh, right, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's kind of like, don't you remember what Keegan was talking about? And Emmer turns to Pappy, but Pappy just kind of looks bewildered. What about what? um, and Emmer just turns back to Seeker. So that's why. And okay, well, you know, uh, well, what is there any particular process, any kind of like ritual we gotta do? And he's kind of just fumbling about now, like, all right, we gotta set something up. What do I do? Are you like a high level? What's going on?
Please, relax.
He's on top of this, but also not prepared.
Relax. This Seeker kind of like clasps his hands together. This is not some high level thing. This is more of like a house call. You understand?
Well, yeah,
Just
I
you don't
kind of knew someone who did that.
you don't have to. Seeker looks at you at those words like, huh?
Uh-oh. Uh, would you,
You did?
would, um, uh, but Pappy actually looks just as confused as you are both looking at Emmer, who is now sweating.
Wait, I think. Hold on, wait, wait, hold on. Do I have to roll something? I want to roll something.
Yeah, you know what? Why don't you roll some insight?
Some insight?
Yes. Hold on.
God damn it! Fuck.
Don't worry. He's gonna roll deception, so we're gonna see how that turns out. Yes. Thank you. He rolled a 6.
Yeah!
So you figure it out.
Give me your secrets. Give me your secrets, you cowboy.
Tell me your secrets.
By
I
the
love
way,
how that worked out.
by the way, Seeker has gone back to sort of lounging on top of the dresser again.
Oh my god. But so what happens is Emmer tries to kind of kind of gloss over whatever he said. It's just something. It's fine. You know, I've met plenty of people before this point. It's nothing. But the way he just stops suddenly, uh, and he just goes quiet. You have a feeling that he is not saying everything, and that this is semi-related and possibly important.
Oh god. I have a debate. I have a debate on what to do.
But Pappy has no hesitation. He turns to Ever and goes, "What was this something before you joined?" Uh, yeah, yeah. It's nothing. And again, he just kind of goes quiet, like,
Are you sure
I sure
it's
hope
not
we don't
nothing?
continue talking about this.
Emma, you wanted there to be no loose ends here, correct?
And he turns back to you. I, I guess, but I don't really see how it. Well, it, it really, it doesn't. Well, I can't say it doesn't matter, but it just doesn't matter here, right? I mean,
Does
it's
it?
just someone I knew, just, and you can tell he's kind of getting a bit tense and even a little defensive. Um, but you also still get the feeling that if you prod him a little more, he might say more.
Seeker. God. You said this was important, right?
I mean, it could be.
Seeker, okay. Uh, Seeker is going to kind of stop lounging on the dresser and sort of sit up and kind of lean forward. I will say he's doing this because Seeker is like 5'4". He's short. I don't know like the heights of the rest of the people here, but it's definitely like taller than him probably.
I mean, with you sitting, how tall is this dresser? I gotta think. Because I think this dresser's like maybe 2, 3 feet tall. So really, you're taller than both of them right now.
Yeah, Seeker kind of like leans down to be more sort of eye level with Emmer and just goes, "Well, I'm currently in a judgment-free zone. I promise nothing bad will happen."
And you notice that Emmer does kind of start relaxing a little bit. You can tell a little of the tension has kind of left them. But Pappy kind of steps forward. And he steps in such a way that it might be between, not completely between, but it looks like he could, like, takes another step and would be between you, Seeker, and Emmer. So, listen, if he doesn't want to talk about it,
Seeker kind of looks at Pappy and like kind of straightens back up on this dresser. Well, if it's important, it's important.
but how do you even know it's important?
Well, it's
But
obviously bugging him, is it not?
and Pappy doesn't know how to answer that. He kind of steps back and looks back towards Emmer, who is kind of just staring at the ground, not acknowledging either of you. The tension has kind of returned. Is there something that you want to talk about? And Pappy moves to place a hand on their shoulder, but he kind of inches back a little.
Oh, my dick Seeker kind of like rubs at his face, and hops off the dresser, with like a little like clump sound as both of his feet hit the floor, and walks over to wherever like beside Emmer. Listen, you don't have to tell the world. If you just want to tell me, I won't tell a soul.
Emmer remains quiet, but let me roll something. Let me roll something.
Should I roll a persuasion?
You know, go ahead.
God damn it! No! I knew I'd roll low on this.
Wait, hold on a second. I'll roll a whiz. I'll roll a whiz. A whiz check or a whiz save? What do I do with this?
That'd probably be a whiz save.
Okay. All right, that's so that's a 4. Yeah, when I said low whiz gang, I meant low whiz gang. Ever's also low whiz.
God damn.
Because he rolled a 6 minus 2.
Mine is 2. That's as bad as mine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This man may have some book smarts, which you might find out later. But but no, this guy.
Emoji. What the?
Meanwhile, Pappy rolled a 10. That's close enough to read the room. Pappy realizes that maybe he's not saying anything because he is here. So, Pappy kind of straightens up a bit. All right, I think what we can do is I'll make sure that everything's ready upstairs, and you two can discuss what needs to be discussed. And at that, Emmer actually looks up to kind of look at Pappy. And you can kind of tell from his vibe, he's kind of like, what? But Pappy continues. And if you want to do the questions without me, that's all right. What? No. That, but I've made my peace already. But you might not have. Maybe you should go ahead and do these on your own, all right? And Pappy kind of gives a bit of a smile, but you can tell it's kind of a little sad. But he kind of makes for the stairs.
Oh, all of these poor fools are broken. Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Emmer does nothing to stop him. He kind of actually seems a little flabbergasted that that happened. But now he turns to you and they kind of just stand there like, all right, what do we do now?
I really wish there was some chairs down here. Seeker kind of, like, looks around. There are no chairs. God, he doesn't
Wait,
want to
hold
move.
on, let me roll something.
Are there chairs?
Hold on! He's a dumbass, damn it! You know what? I'll say it works. So, Emmer just kind of holds up a hand like, hold on. Walks behind one of the shelves, and you kind of hear like some like the typical sound effects of the crash, bam, boom,
There's a
flattering.
cat.
And he actually pushes one of the casks, one of the barrels forward. He can sit on these.
All right. Uh, Seeker kind of like pats one of the barrels and then sort of like jumps on top of the other to sit on it.
um, and Emmer just kind of scoots onto the barrel and just. You could tell though he is still rather tense. He's just now sitting here. And both of you are like 5 feet away from his dead body. Man, what kind of situation is this? Man, if this is a sitcom, it really is weird.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Seeker, goddamn. Okay.
I saw the us both peeking at the gallery. We see your joke there, JJ.
Okay. Seeker, reaches out one of his hands, palm up, still covered by gloves, for Emmer to like take if he wants to take it. So do you wish to talk about it?
And Emmer has their clasps their clasps handed together. Damn. Their hands clasped together. Hello, I can't talk. But
Oh no.
but they take a deep breath. They kind of reach out. They nudge your hand a little to kind of place it back near your lap. Uh, but they nod and say, "Yeah, I guess. I guess I should."
And
Those. Go ahead. Yes.
Seeker just kind of puts his hands in his lap and is sort of like in that like hunched position of like, yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, I mean, Emma's kind of hunched over too, in that. Oh boy, they're gonna reveal things.
Oh boy,
Did I expect this lore drop to happen? No, but
listen.
I didn't plan for this, man. I only planned the questions. I
I'm
didn't think we were gonna
looking.
get into this.
I'm looking.
Well, here we go. Um, Emmer kind of clears his throat and says, "Those robes you're wearing, they reminded me of someone I used to travel with. A couple people, actually. Uh, It's not like I tried to forget, but it's sometimes best just to not remember."
Hmm.
I know you might not agree.
Seeker does not make that noise.
Okay, good.
Hold on. Hold on. That was me, internal Seeker, doing a because he doesn't agree.
Sus.
You can't tell though that he doesn't agree.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna contest that.
He just kind of gives an understanding nod.
Um, before I traveled with the troop, before I met them, I I wasn't, you know, I wasn't really a performer. I had a different job, and I traveled with a particular team, uh, and that's where it reminded me of them. And he stops. Uh, he stops short, doesn't say anything, but you know that there's definitely more, and it's stuff that he probably needs to say.
Uh, Seeker looks at him with the "do go on" expression. You know the one.
Yes. And Emmerich just kind of heaves a sigh. God, I feel like I'm in confession right now. What is happening? I mean, I didn't do anything. But I guess that was the problem. I, we all, the four of us, we used to be, bounty hunters. And we would travel around and we were all, we got along well enough. And, well, one of my teammates uh, was a priest like you. So her her name was Carla, and she and her brother and I and my rival,
Rival.
we all we all busted criminals together. So, but eventually we all split up. So it, I told you it wasn't, it didn't matter, but
It
you can
doesn't?
tell from the way that he is just sitting there, hands on his knees, just like it's it. No, it's important. It's important to him at least, or it should be.
Does Emmer say that? Just
Oh,
like that last
no,
part.
I was
Okay.
explaining. I'm sorry.
Uh,
My voice not very defined for Emmer. Ah, well,
it's okay. I'm just
I know. Anyway,
Seeker kind of leans forward. Uh, you know, you say that, and yet here you are. please do not. Again, it's. Oh, yes. Your your story is not over here, and apparently you need a bit of self-reflection. It's all right, really.
Emmer does not say anything.
Emmer.
So, do you mind making an insight check? No, I'm kidding.
God.
You can make a perception or investigation check
I
with
will make
advantage.
an investigation, please. God, my perception is so bad. 22?
Good. You're gonna need it
Oh boy.
because he's trying to cover it up, but you are able to lean in to look closer. You realize he hasn't said anything because he has started crying
Oh.
silently. He's trying to hold back, but
Seeker
he cannot.
Seeker wordlessly opens his arms and just kind of does like the come here motion.
And you see Ever like look from their lap to you to the side, and then they kind of just go for it. They they just wrap their arms around you, and you just feel them just kind of collapse into
Ah,
sobs.
Seeker Seeker like rests one hand on the back, one hand on like the back of the head, and just kind of just like kind of does like the nonsense words of it's all right, you're okay, everything will be fine. Uh, and just doing small bits of comfort while Emmer probably stains his clothes uh with tears.
Whoopsie.
It's fine.
Um, I would like to think though that with that 22, um, as you are holding Emmer in this hug, you kind of connect the dots, and you have the feeling that that in this moment, Emmer is mourning more than one person.
Oh no, Emmer.
Uh huh.
Emmer.
Uh huh.
God. God. Wait. This is not the lore I was expected to get today, but I will hold soft.
This is not the lore I wanted. Wait. Not the lore you wanted, but the lore you needed.
The lore I needed. Okay. And Seeker just Seeker is like letting Emmer like cry it out basically because God apparently he needs it. Apparently
Uh,
apparently he needs it.
yeah, he does. But a little quicker than you thought uh, it would happen. He does actually let go and kind of just wipes at his face. And you hear him mumble, I shouldn't be this upset.
Why not? It's your feelings.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing, but Emmer's also laughing because I'm like, damn, you're not wrong. But again, he kind of just rubs at his eyes. It's just, I mean, It was just it was longer ago anyway, and it's not like it's not like she was my sister.
Oh,
God.
yes, but when you get into a close group like that, a lot of people can feel like family even when they're not.
Yeah, she it really was, huh? God, I miss her. And I bet I can't even imagine what he's feeling.
God. I will say, what is running through Seeker's head right now is maybe he should set up a conventional booth. Like, damn, these people have a lot of angst. This is in fact actually not his job.
Oops, all angst.
This part is not his job. Helping with the dead, that is his job. This, not his job, but apparently this is the job he has to take now.
This wasn't in my job description.
He's not a therapist.
Well, don't worry.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Oh boy. This is fine. But Seeker does give like a nod, understanding. Like, yeah.
And it's at this point that he grows silent, and you notice it is because now he's just staring over at the Baron, who is just lying in that coffin, been waiting for nearly a whole hour to be talked to.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's me.
I saw Laura and I went like Wick. I could have just been like, all right, we're gonna go talk to this guy and then we're gonna be done. No, I saw Laura and I wanted to grab it by the throat, and I
mean,
did.
To be fair, I dangled Lore right there and was like, "Are they gonna take it?" And you went, "Yes."
This is Seeker's entire thing. Like, this is what he was built for. He was built for poking at people until they divulge their secrets, or maybe their lies, and Seeker would take them as truth. Anyway.
Uh-oh.
He is low whiz gang. Yeah, anyway.
Seeker, Emmer, Lois gang.
But do you want me to go get Pappy for you, or would you like to go ask the questions yourself?
I'm gonna carry over your investigation. And I know you're supposed to use insight, but I'm using investigation. So you notice when you say you want me to get Pappy for you, they tense up.
Well, apparently we're not getting Pappy.
Damn.
Seeker hops off his cask of questionable liquids, and does that clap. So, questions in mind?
Emmer pauses and then gets up from his own cask and kind of just slowly approaches the Gilded Baron. Just kind of stares for a moment. Honestly, Pappy would be better at this.
But do you want Pappy to be here?
No. Because he didn't know.
Didn't know.
And as you trail off on this, Seeker, Emmer kneels down beside the coffin and kind of grips the side of it. You didn't really know him, I would think. I Oh, it's all so stupid.
Hold on. Let me roll a deception.
Let me roll a deception. I ain't rolling insight because
Got
this man ain't paying attention.
Seeker is doing his best poker face to let Emmer keep talking, but he definitely agrees. This whole thing is a little bit stupid, but he's being non-judgmental right now.
Damn. I'm sorry, Seeker. I love you so much, but also, damn.
Pulls out my neutral gun. Anyway.
And you hear Emmer's voice tremble a bit. It was all my fault.
It really wasn't.
It was. If I wasn't so stupid, if I hadn't been so.
Listen, Emmer. Seeker is standing right next to you. I've already asked that question of him last time.
What?
He doesn't blame you.
No, but that. I.
You didn't know. You're not.
I should have known.
What, are you claiming to be
I just let my guard down for
omnipotent?
1 second.
Emma, you're still a toon, aren't you? Nobody can be perfect. There is no character that is present anywhere, any sort of media, or there is no single perfection. It's Emma. You.
I get it.
What was
I'm
that
not
15 for?
supposed to blame myself, but
What was that 15 for? No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
what did you say?
What is that 15 for?
Oh, the 15. That's a whiz save.
Oh boy.
Yeah, no, he's still holding on to it though. He's all right. But he goes on to say, I know I shouldn't blame me, but it, it wouldn't have. I'm just terrible.
God. I don't know if are you
Isn't it?
looking are you looking at Seeker?
Uh, no, actually.
Hmm.
They were going to look in the next statement that they were saying.
Alright, go ahead with that then.
They do turn to Seeker and say, isn't it terrible? I didn't I I wish that we didn't get so close. It wouldn't hurt as much. Um, and he just kind of starts tearing up again.
God. Seeker. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
Oh boy. Seeker, buddy, please. Seeker. It's a 15. I will say that is just a 15. Seeker does have like a frown on his face. And like another look of like that confusion. Can't tell exactly over what, but it's definitely there. Why would it be terrible? Wick?
And he kind of sniffles a bit. I paused for too long.
Okay, no, it's okay. I thought I heard you start speaking, and then you cut out, so,
No, it's okay.
just... Emma, it's not terrible to get attached to people. It's never...
But it is terrible. It's terrible of me to wish that I hadn't fallen. And he just kind of stops and doesn't look at you, stares hard at the floor.
Hold on. I need to roll, because I, me, Magic, probably know the ending to that sentence, but, Seeker doesn't. That is an 8! Seeker does not understand what that sentence means.
Damn!
God. That is an 8! Seeker doesn't know what that means.
Seeker, you dumb.
I will stage whisper to the audience now. Seeker, is Arrow Ace and does not understand what bromance is. So he would not draw that same conclusion that I did.
You know what? That's valid.
It's not stated anywhere on his sheet, but it's legit a thing. He doesn't get it. He just... Seeker kind of heaves a sigh. It's not wrong to get attached to people. It's... Listen, Emma, no story can last forever. It's a sad truth to some to life, but and he is looking at you. If all things kept on going without pause, there would be no rest. There would be no nothing. Some deaths are more tragic than others.
Shut up.
Hmm?
Shut up. And that 10 was saved. No, he failed that.
Okay.
Shut up with your stupid literature and your stupid illusions. Just... He's dead, okay?
He's dead, but you shouldn't take the life you had together for granted, you know?
I'm not trying to. I'm not.
God. Oh boy. Oh jeez. This is me, Magic, processing things in my brain. Just give me a minute.
That's okay.
Seeker, even if like Emmer stood up to try to be like intimidating or whatever, Seeker has not moved. Like an
Oh,
inch.
he hasn't.
Okay.
Emmer has not moved. From his kind of kneeling/sitting position. But
Oh, this some training. Seeker does like kind of mumble something. Run like a hand through his hair.
Should I perceive?
You can, but he is trying to be like quiet about it.
Don't worry.
Oh
Something.
boy.
Oh,
Like
yep. That's a -1.
Yeah, you don't even notice he mumbles, honestly. It's a
He just
-1.
doesn't notice anything actually because he is too distraught and also not looking at you anyway. After he's kind of he yelled it in your direction, but it was like at an angle. He's more just looking at the floor. He kind of just sniffles and says, "Let's just do the questions."
What would you wish to know?
I don't know. God, and you can see now he fully kind of just sits down and puts a hand to his head. I don't know anymore.
Emmer. Honey.
Let me roll something. God. Okay, that's a 3. You kind of hear a small clatter and a shit. You both turn and you notice Pappy's been hiding behind the shelves.
God damn it! Seeker's not even going to hide this. Seeker looks disappointed in you. Disappointed in you,
No,
Pappy.
listen, no, I just got down here. I promise, I just did. And Emmer kind of slowly turns around to face Pappy. What do you want? Haven't you caused us enough grief? Listen, Emmer, get out. This isn't about you. This ain't even about me anymore. Just leave us alone. Emmer, if there's nothing you want to know, then just leave the questions to me. And you can tell Seeker from Emmer's position is just it's you kind of feel this animosity radiating off of Emmer, like, how dare.
Seeker, oh god, I'm rolling a wisdom for Seeker not to put his head in his hands. God, that's a 3. God. Seeker's been trying very
Both
hard.
of us. So that's a 3.
So that's a 3. Seeker has been trying very hard this entire time. It's these two. These two. Oh boy. God. Don't mind the small priest in the don't mind the small man, the satyr. Don't mind the small real kind satyr burying his head in his hands as another argument is about to pop off apparently. do not mind.
All right, hold on. That's a 19. I think that's good enough. Pappy reads the room again. And he just takes 2 steps forward, and he doesn't step towards Emmer. He steps towards you, Seeker. I know when I'm not wanted, but he takes out a small slip of paper and hands it uh, forward to you. In case there are any other questions that need answers, I wrote some down. Okay? And then I'll go. And he says that into Emmer's direction.
Seeker holds this piece of paper, and he's silent for a moment. That is a 3. You know, have you ever thought of getting a therapist for your entire group?
Oh my god. And, uh, uh,
He says this
now
out
it's time.
loud to both of you.
I would say for Emmer, it is now Emmer's turn to put their face in their hands. Nearly like a face palm, like, oh my god, I cannot believe you just said that. But Pappy actually does have an answer for that. You mentioned that. And I'll make this brief. He says that very quickly to Emmer. Laffy did mention that there's this bear that he knows that does therapy. I mean, I don't think they could see all of us, and personally, it is personally, I don't think I need it, but I think maybe
Seeker
some
looks
others.
at you. Seeker looks at you with a deadpan expression. He is not amused. He is not amused. That is a 3. He is not amused.
Listen,
Uh-huh.
I can sense that something is wrong here. I can sense I'm not. They can't see all of us, but they do have a colleague who also does therapy. So between the two of them, they may be able to help us, any of us, with what we might need, okay?
God. All Seeker's giving me is still an unimpressed expression in my brain.
I don't know what else I can tell you. And you notice Pappy does kind of look a little defeated, like, damn,
Look. This... I gesture to my boy. He's like 21. He's not trained as a therapist. And y'all
and
need
you know
help.
what? I think I would say with that 19, I think Pappy gets that now.
He came here to answer questions from dead. He did a small confrontational thing. He tried helping in the only way he knew how with Emmer, and it's not working, so he doesn't know. This is not his job. This has gone farther than what his job entails.
This is not your job, is it? Pappy out loud.
My job is to help the dead move on. It is to record the stories they leave behind, and no, generally, it is not helping the deceased. That is not exactly what I was trained for. At all.
I'm so sorry. Pappy goes to put a hand on your shoulder.
Seeker still looks a little unimpressed, but also like less so now. Like, all right, this is fine.
Honestly, I didn't actually know what was going on. At least in terms of, and he just kind of gestures to you like, I don't really know what your whole thing was. But I really appreciate all the help that you're doing. Okay, we're all trying our best, and I can tell that you are very much so doing that.
This isn't quite my ballpark, but I'm still happy to help on this front.
Thank you. And I think I'll just leave you to maybe look at those questions. You don't have to, but maybe it can offer something. And he turns and looks to Emmer, who is not looking at him. He is facing away. Um, it looks like he's going to say something. Pappy is going to say something, but then he just closes his mouth and turns to head for the stairs again.
Seeker takes a moment to take a breath, fix his posture, so he's, you know, not not that sort of like, man, I thought this was the one opportunity to do my job, but here I am. And sort of spins, still holding the piece of paper to Emmer. So, would you like would you like to read over the questions or?
uh, Emmer does not move for a moment, but then they kind of just slowly put out their hand. They're not looking in your direction, but they put out a hand like, and you feel the vibe of, all right, give it here.
Can Seeker look at the paper first just to make sure Emmer doesn't rip it up as soon as they get it in their hands? Because
Yes, I will say yes.
okay,
Hmm.
yeah, Seeker's just going to look over that.
There are actually only two questions on there.
Okay.
Um, the two questions are, and they're addressed obviously to the deceased. Uh, the first question: what was your life like before the troop? And the second question: do you have a good relationship with your family?
Okay, I'm writing these down. So.
Don't worry, I have them written in case we forget along the way.
And Seeker hands over the paper.
Okay, hold on. That that tracks. Uh that's a 4. For a whiz save. Emma reads the questions and then, like you suspected, tears up the paper. Actually, no, I don't think he tears up the paper. He just kind of crumples it and just tosses it to the side.
Seeker does not look as like deadpan unamused as he did earlier, or if he would have if you have torn it up. But he gives that like, yeah, that was kind of expected. Like look at the paper. So, do you still wish for the questions to happen?
Emma face does not face you, does not look at you, but he nods.
right. And you've got yours in mind?
He nods again, but slower, as if he's a little unsure, but he does have questions.
Alright. Seeker walks over to the coffin and, he didn't do this last time because he was caught up in the moment of finding a dead guy in the basement.
Does that feel when you find a dead body in somebody's basement?
Yeah. Like, God, that was inexperience. But since
Uh-huh.
this is a house call and he technically is on business, Emmer, what languages do you know?
Ah, that's a good question. I have to read and find out. Uh,
Uh,
uh, uh,
the main question is, do you know Sylvan?
no.
Okay. Um, you hear Seeker begin to speak, but the words don't make sense because they are in another language. You can probably roll an intelligence to see if you can pinpoint it, but you don't.
It's got a 14.
Uh, it's probably one of the more like 14. 14. It's one of those like more. I don't know how to describe this. I want to say like more sounding languages, but
It's more ethereal.
it's one of the more ethereal sounding languages. Uh, and he and if you do look at him, he does appear to be doing like a small prayer. And then he unclasps his hands from it and reaches down and very gently touches the Gilded Baron on the neck and casts Speak with Dead.
That's so cool. I'm sorry. Me, I'm just visualizing it in my brain. Ah, nice. Um, and once you do, uh, the Gilded Baron uh, unclasps his hands and rises from the coffin, just in a sitting up position, uh, and kind of faces. He turns his head to face the both of you.
Uh, Seeker looks at Emmer for the first question.
Emmer
Wait.
does not. Emmer does not speak
Hmm.
for a moment. Instead, I'll carry over that 4 of a whiz save. This man is very vulnerable right now.
Oh no.
Um, he just he 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 moves forward and just gives gives Gil gives Gilby a hug. Um,
Aw.
and you can tell that he's gripping this man rather tightly.
Do be careful. He is still Seeker kind of like trails off, looking at this scene.
but you do notice Emmer's grip kind of loosened just a little bit. Like, yeah, I should probably be careful. But as if as if it was like a reflex. Um, you notice that the Gilded Baron's arms reach out a little and hold Emmer as well. Um, and for a moment, you hear just silence. And then you hear Emmer sigh and kind of lean back a bit, letting go of the Baron. You can tell that he is still visibly upset, but he he speaks in a low voice. Can you forgive me for what happened?
God. Seeker has to ask this question because I did specify that. I think that is a specification. Yeah. And Seeker kind of does like softly say repeat of course like saying like Emmer instead of I, but like softly repeats the question.
Um, and when you do, uh, the Gilded Baron uh, is not looking at either of you now, just kind of staring a bit straight ahead, and and says, "I don't understand." Uh, and then his head turns a little towards Emmer. There is nothing to forgive. And Emmer looks rather puzzled, and then turns to look at you really quick, Seeker, as if asking, like, what does that mean?
The dead know everything they did in life. They can't retain new information or make new thoughts.
Oh. And Emmer looks a little dejected.
If there's
um,
well,
Go ahead.
from the last questioning session, he does know that he's been uh Seeker makes like a motion. Just so really I'd say that he doesn't blame you for anything, so there's nothing to forgive. Can't really have forgiveness without blame, you know?
Uh, Emmer turns away from you uh, and back towards the Baron, who's just sitting idly, just staring.
As the dead do.
um, well, yeah, they're just waiting for the next question.
Yeah.
And Emmer kind of just looks at a loss for a moment. Before he actually takes one of Gilby's hands and kind of just holds it in his own. Where where did you last see your brother?
Seeker echoes the question.
And when you do, uh, it it's almost as if Gilby gives a bit of a smile. My brother. My brother was with his fiancée. They were lovely together. They lived they lived in Tesukanada.
Mm-hmm.
Emmer just kind of nods. Okay. Doesn't narrow it down, but okay. We have 3 questions left.
Do you have 3 questions left?
Uh, Emmer takes a sharp breath in and turns back to Gilby. Do you have any enemies we should be aware of?
Okay. I'm sorry. I was writing that down because like not expected that question. Seeker kind of God, you can't see him, but he does blink. And again, echoes the question of do you have any enemies? Cuz hello. Okay.
um, and Gilby speaks once more. There were disagreements, but enemies I do not think I have.
Curse
And
the dead for being cryptic.
me, yes, cryptic answer. And you can tell Emmer's actually a little frustrated, like, damn, can't you be more specific?
God. Yeah, the man. Anyway, God.
Uh, is just kind of sitting trying to think like, all right, I gotta be more specific now. Very specific. Uh
Do you want me to Emma, do you want me to ask one of Pappy's questions?
uh
Specifically not speaking to the dead right now with this.
oh yeah. Imagine.
Imagine.
No, we wouldn't do that. Come on. um uh he kind of pauses and he you can tell that he is considering it as his gaze has shifted from Gilby to the to the crumpled piece of paper that has kind of fallen by the wayside. Well, the one he threw. Uh, he sighs and turns back to Gilby. What was your life like before the trip? And from the way he says it, you can tell he feels both defeated and a little frustrated. Um,
Oh hun. Uh Seeker Seeker like echoes back the question again.
and uh, and Gilby, uh, again, a little smile kind of forms, and he says, "It was an adventure. It was full of fights, good, bad, but also full of love. But, uh, hey, Seeker, do you want to make Do you want to make an investigation check?
Sure do. 17.
That works. As he is giving this answer, you, Seeker, can hear a quieter voice underneath Gilbert's.
Heh?
And what you hear this voice say is, you hear them. Oh shoot, me does something wrong. Okay,
Heh?
I'm moving something. Hold on.
Heh?
So what you hear them say is, "Avshteth dashtashta hathashta." Would you like to make a Would you like to make a roll to see if you know what language that is?
Is that just an intelligence?
You could do that or history.
History? 16. Not that great.
Yes. You can't quite tell what is being said, but you do know for sure that this language is quarry.
God
Are you just doing that?
Hey? God. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, there is another FPS in 20 minutes. I am eyes? What is this? Hello?
So anyway,
Wait, don't gloss over this. Wait.
Emmer is none the wiser. Apparently they have not heard this, and he is a little disappointed, but with the response, because again, non-specific, but you can see a little smile creep onto their face. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Did I gloss over that? Did you want to?
Hello?
Did you want to run anything by me again?
I think me and Seeker are both just going like hello in our brain. The brain's like, what?
Actually, would you like to make an intelligence check, but with advantage?
Oh, would I?
Would you?
Please, Seeker. Please. God damn it!
Oh my god.
Wick, I am begging you. Wick, please. Wick, please.
uh, you, alright, I'll give you this. You can't quite, like, you're thinking back to when you've heard others speak quarry, but you cannot for the life of you tell what this voice is saying. However, because you are a man of stories and you know how to record stories, you can write this shit down.
I can write this shit down. I can write this shit down. That is.
Seeker scrambling for a notepad.
Yeah, Seeker does kind of like scramble for a notepad. Like.
And luckily, in the silence after Gilby has finished speaking, you still hear the echoes of this second voice speaking. It is simply repeating what it has said before. So
hello?
you have no way of missing it. You can write it down.
Yeah, Seeker is writing that down because again, hello? He doesn't.
It's a surprise too. They'll help us later.
He does. God.
But we still have one question left.
Still have one question left. Seeker just. God.
Just scribbles down. Hold on a second. I want to make a perception check. Damn. All right. Wow. Okay. So, Well, wait, what was my freaking perception? I just rolled without thinking. Okay. Good job, Emmer. You got a nat 20 on the one thing that you didn't need.
Oh, hun.
Uh, um, Emmer notices that you were scrambling for a notebook and writing stuff down, and they looked a little puzzled. They don't really say anything though. They just turn back to
I mean,
Gilbert.
if Emmer did say anything, I do have a response.
Actually, yes. Emmy turns right back around and says, "Is there something wrong?"
You people keep having secrets, and I'm not sure how to feel about having this many secrets in one place. Seeker says this as he's scribbling.
Emmer, you can just see some question marks appearing. What?
Do you know Quarry?
You know, hold on, let me roll for that. Beautiful. That's a 9. He's heard of Quarry, but he just kind of still looks puzzled. Is that like that's a language, right? He's speaking in common.
Yes. How about let's get this last question over with, and then we can discuss afterwards.
Sounds good.
God, I am so
he
eyes emoji. I do not. Hello?
Emmer turns to Gilby and asks the last question. Do you have a good relationship with your family? And now you see that Gilby's smile kind of fades and turns a little bit to a frown.
Oh boy. Yeah, Seeker echoes the question.
I love my family. And I know they love me. But times have been difficult. And I fear we will no longer speak again. And with that, Gilby kind of just starts lying back down. Emmer looks like he wants to say something, but he can't really stop it. That was the last question. And Gilbert is now just laying back in the coffin. Emmer turns to you. We can do this again, right?
I mean, as long as there's still a body to cast spells on, yeah. But do note, I won't be here in this area forever. I do
Yeah,
have
no,
some
I
people I
get
need
it.
to check in.
It's all right. And as he says this, he turns back to to um to Gilbert. And hold on, let me. Why am I? Hold on. Me. Why do I do this? Hold on a second. I misplaced where I put things. Yeah. Okay. Good. That's a 7 for a hammer space roll.
Okay.
So I was like, "Where's my D10?" My dice are right in front of me. I'm like, "Oh." He from under his kind of little poncho-looking thing uh, pulls out uh, the mask that Gilbert wears. Uh, he he actually places it uh, kind of squarely on Gilbert's chest, and then he hesitates And then he leans forward and gives a small kiss on the side of his face before reaching up and closing the box.
God, Seeker's dumb of ass. Hold on.
Seeker's dumb of ass.
Seeker's dumb of ass. I'm going to give him advantage on this roll because it happened literally right in front of him. But he's still a dumb.
Yeah!
Seeker.
It's right in front of you! Haha,
Right in
I do
front
not
of you.
perceive.
God.
For the audience, that was with advantage. That was a 5 and a net 1.
Well, that was actually a 3 with a -2.
Damn, never mind, but still. That's a 5 and a 1, baby.
Yep, that was sure a thing, he guesses. There's only a small flash of confusion while Emmer is still turned around, but again, it fades back into that more neutral expression.
So Emmer gets to his feet and turns to you, Seeker, and just says, "Thank you. I don't know if you want to be here for, well, it was dumb of me to suggest that we could still do questions because we're planning to bury. So.
Seeker gives a small nod and like a soft smile. Sadly, not all loose ends can be tied up.
You know, even if they aren't, it's all right. And with that, I would like to, unless you have something else to say, I'd like to do a little montage here.
Montage?
A small montage. A silent one.
Yeah.
Of Emmer getting Pappy, the two of them uh, getting Gilbert's coffin. They pick it up and they get it up the stairs and out of the inn. And you may follow, obviously.
Yeah.
And
Seeker's kind enough to offer like last rites, basically.
And you can see like the three of you are outside, and before you lies a headstone and an already dug grave. So you can give your last rites or their last rites. I don't know how last rites work, but
It's just some words you say before putting people to rest. Again, they are all spoken in Sylvan. You have no idea what this man is saying. But
actually,
oh,
I gotta double check Pappy's languages.
It is a pretty
What
out
do you
there
know?
language.
Yes, Pappy does know Sylvan, so.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So Pappy knows what's happening.
It's. I will say they are some like. It's. I wouldn't say they're straightforward like funerary rites, but they're worded pretty weirdly. I will say. But like they do have similar beats to like other other rites for putting the dead to rest.
And once this is completed, they lower the box into the plot, and then well, they start filling it with dirt, and it doesn't actually take very long because both of them are doing it.
sadly, Seeker cannot offer to help. Well, he could, but he's also very. I gesture vaguely to my boy.
Well, I mean, they didn't expect you to to offer, so they're just kind of doing it like, yep. But you know, the dirt settles, and and I'll just use dice person for this. Oh, good. Okay. Um, and Emmer procures flour and places it just right on the spot where they finish digging. Well, covering the top. And with that, uh, I think we can fade away from this scene unless you have anything else.
No, I think this is a good place for it.
Good, because I have an epilogue too.
Oh shit!
Well, it's very short. Don't worry. Um, so I thank you, Magic, for having Seeker somewhat wrap up this thing.
Look, it got a
It's
little
been a long
messy in the
day.
middle. It's
Yes, it
he
did.
tried his best.
But at this time it was kind of like closer to the evening, but not totally dark. The sun was just on its way to being set, and we can kind of visualize like a time lapse of you guys leaving and the place growing dark, and the trees kind of just rustling a bit. Uh, but now, in the dead of night, a figure uh, can be seen uh, approaching this grave. The flower's still sitting on the plot, and this figure has a shovel.
Hey,
And that's where we're gonna end it. Thank you,
Wick,
folks.
Wick.
Thanks for listening. Uh, thank you for playing Magic. Sorry, this one ran a little long again. And
I'm. Thank you for letting me play for this. What? Hello.
would you like to say goodbye and good night?
Goodbye, everyone. I again thank you, Wick, for playing with me. I am reeling. Yeah. I'm. Bye.
Bye. Have a good one.